and welcome to How to Deal When the Shit Gets Real podcast. I'm Marietta.
And I'm Connie. And we're two relaxing cousins. You know.
Because you know our voices are very relaxing.
Relax. Did that help? Anybody?
No.
Do you want more tips? Yes? Good.
We have all the tips, but maybe not necessarily the relaxing voice, but we'll pretend.
I'm very relaxing. Just kidding. I'm not.
Because I was just talking about my husband stressing about trying to fix the vehicle downstairs. I should give him these tips.
Yes, exactly. They're like, honey, you need to listen to the new episode. Come on.
I can feel his eyes rolling from here.
Exactly. And my family member just went on vacation for 2 weeks to distress. It was stressful for me, de-stressing for her, kind of. It was a very interesting mix for her, I think. Because she went on a trip alone for 2 weeks, which is a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't realize the house she rented, she thought it had a pool, and it didn't, like a community pool. And so, like, I don't know, she was like, everything was like too much of an effort. There were times where I just like stayed in. So like she felt like it also like gave her like a little bit of depression going on her own and just staying inside. I was like, that's sad.
Yeah, that is sad. I know my mom struggles with that a lot in the winter, the like depression, the winter blues, like we talked about on a previous podcast. So
yes.
Now we're here to tell you how to de-stress, relax, and we'll throw a little bit of heart healthy tips in there because, you know, part of your de-stressing should be and will benefit your heart. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. I think we're getting a little bit too similar. I think we just said exactly at the same exact time because, you know, whatever.
You know, we only grew up together basically, you know.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Just to throw this out there, guys, of I guess why one of the reasons Connie and I are so close. And I mean, we weren't necessarily when we were young. I mean, we were, but not probably as close as we are now. Her and her brothers were like the three cousins that I hung out with the most and literally viewed them as like my brothers and sisters. So,
yeah. And also like the only cousins that were close enough to you, like to your house. Our house was a short drive. I think of all of our other cousins were much further away or much older. Either one.
Yeah. That was the other thing was the age difference. So it was pretty much you three and then Rachel. But I don't know, the three of us were just always the closest. So it's just how it went.
Yep. Well, and Rachel was for a while with me too until things happened.
Yeah. Well, you know, when people move and get married and have, you know, things happen. Yeah. So it doesn't always stay that way. And I used to be super, super close with one of Connie's brothers, and you know, things change, so it is what it is.
And now you're closer with me.
But so you guys knew why we are the way we are.
The way we are. Jinx again.
Again.
You're gonna owe me a lot of soda. No? Okay, Jinx, you owe me a soda. Fell flat. Got it.
Okay. I'll send them in the mail. They'll make it there in a month.
Exactly.
And they might be exploded.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Also, I was thinking of this is like de-stressing because like my mom has a lot of stress in her life. It was just our like end of year for where I work. So obviously like getting all those financials ready, like that's kind of stressful. Like it's a lot of like running around and doing like last minute things and like showing, see, I'm important. I do good things. It's a lot of that at the end of the year.
I also feel like there's a lot of stress at the beginning of the year because like we talked about last week, like everybody feels like they have to have a resolution or they have to start doing things because it's the new year and you have to do all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and in general with bad weather, I feel like not bad weather, but these winter months comes like, you know, it feels more stressful because you're not getting all that sunlight.
Well, and there's nothing to look forward to anymore. You know, at least at the end of the year, you've got Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's to look forward to. And then once all that's over, it's like, what now?
Yeah, now there's just a cold desert out there for you. The end. And now it's even worse with, because I know like politics, I feel like can get people really stressed out, especially right now. Right
Mm-hmm.
now is just a stressful time and we're all sorry and it's stupid and everything
Yeah,
sucks. So here we
absolutely.
are. And this
Here
is
we
the
are.
for the podcast, yo.
Yep, exactly. So we're gonna start out, I guess, with just like um, ways to de-stress and to relax. You know, they kind of go together. And yeah, then we'll move into a little bit of heart healthy stuff, which also kind of like we talked about goes hand in hand because obviously if you de-stress, it's good for your heart.
Exactly. So, first of all, stay positive, bro. Laugh a little. Not only does it, de-stress you and make you feel more relaxed, it also helps lower bad cholesterol, aka heart healthy.
Mm-hmm. See, you know, you have more reasons to laugh than you think.
Exactly, even stupid reasons. Like when I found out my husband bought a walkie-talkie. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are we two? Am I going to get like, are we going to have two walkie talkies? And all of a sudden I'm going to get like, I'm in the bathroom. Psh, Connie, what is your status?
I was just going to ask if there was two because you said a walkie-talkie, and I was like, he only bought one because that's kind of pointless.
He bought one that's also like it's a walkie talkie and a ham radio. And it is technically only one. And I was like, wait, so you bought one? You didn't buy two? That's pointless. We can't walkie-talkie within the same house anymore. What the hell? It would have taken it to a whole nother level if it would have been two. You could have been downstairs playing video games and I could be working and we'd be walkie-talkieing.
Yeah, it's like the newer, older version of intercoms.
Exactly. Been
All right,
real.
what?
It'd have been a treat, aka laugh about stuff. Because I was at first, I was like, "Are you kidding me? You spent money on this?" And then, like the second wave was, "This is actually kind of hilarious." And then it kind of just takes laughing about it takes away like a money stress. It's not really a money stress for me, but like
Yeah,
if it was something bigger, you know what I mean? Something
yeah.
that was more costly.
Well, and I can't even lie right now. I noticed during the holidays that like Nano Pets and Giga Pets and Tamagotchis were making a comeback. I totally bought one. It gets here next week,
Seriously, I love it.
and not for
My God,
Jackson. It's for me.
I love it.
It was
I
only
had no idea.
$12.
I didn't know that was making a comeback. I love it
It
though.
is. They're making
I
a comeback,
love all comebacks.
and it was $12 or $13. I mean,
You're like,
why
hell
not?
yeah. Like, I can't find my old Tamagotchi. Gotta get a new one. Hell
Oh my
yeah.
god, I had my Nano Pets forever. Like I literally held on to them, and finally I was like, "Oh, I should get rid of these." And now, of course, now I'm like, "Why? Why?"
I should have had this.
But now we get to try the new ones. We'll see how the new one is. I didn't get a Tamagotchi though. I got a Gigapet because the Tamagotchis are like those are expensive. Those are like 30 or $40, but that's neither here nor there. We just wanted to share that that was my like funny stupid thing that I bought myself.
And see, you can even find ways to stay positive and laugh about it when you buy things. Not everything has to be so serious.
No.
Exactly.
So what else we got? What else is on your
The
list over
next
there?
one, which we've talked about a lot, is meditate. And I really feel like I need to bring this up to a family member just because they stress out a lot
Mm-hmm.
and they like to tell people that they're stressing out. And like meditation is like not just good for stress, it's good for your health, it's good for a lot of things. And she also deals with depression. So, like, you need to start meditating, talking to, I don't know why though, this part of the family, they don't do like therapy. They don't believe in it. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just messed up. So I'm like, well, you need to do something, not just go and get meds. Because I believe every time I talk to her, that's like always her solution. I need to go to a doctor. How about trying to eat healthy and meditate or do something? I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't feel like doctors always have the answers when it's a mental stressor.
Yeah, and not to say that doctors couldn't help, but that doesn't need to be your first road.
Yes. Well, because I'm not talking about like a therapist doctor. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about like a medical
Yeah,
doctor who
and
sees
actually,
you
yeah,
for your physical. Because I just don't think if you're really that stressed, you need to like talk to a therapist or do some meditation or something else. But
yeah,
I was actually going to, like, she's talked about doing meditation on a beach or whatever when she went on vacation. And I'm like, why didn't you do that? You should have done that. You should have learned some things, gone to a meditation. That sounds like the world's best idea for her.
yeah, absolutely.
It was sad that she didn't.
And like we talked about before with meditation, because that it can be very intimidating to people because it is hard. It's hard to shut your mind off. It's hard to find that time to sit still. You start off with 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. You start off with a very small small amount, and then once you start learning how to clear your mind and actually meditate, then you do it for longer. I actually remember when I was in college, my dad was trying to get me to meditate, but of course, I was 19 years old and
And
was
you're
like,
like, go away, Dad.
I'm like,
Right?
meditate? Who meditates? Like, just give me a beer, I'm fine. But he tried to
This
send
is
me,
fine.
yeah, he tried to send me, and I think you can get a lot of them for free. Like, you can get a disc that can literally help you, and now it's apps. I have a
I
couple
was
apps
gonna
on my
say,
phone.
girl, they have apps,
Yeah,
discs. Where are we in the 80s?
we're back in the 90s. But that's what I was getting to. You can get an app that literally tells you exactly for a minute, even, or 2 minutes, exactly what to do. Sit down, close your eyes, take a deep breath, say the word relax in your head. Like, you don't even have to start off doing it by yourself. You can get walked through it, and then eventually, as you perfect your craft, then you can get rid of the talk through.
Well, even I would imagine. So I had an Apple Watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even those, they have like, oh, take a minute to breathe. I feel like even just starting off with that as like, okay, sitting like, because it would have you like deep breathe for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can't see that as hurting. Like, yeah, you should try doing that. Like every time you get overwhelmed at work, take a minute, do a couple of deep breaths, and go back to it. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like if it's all of a sudden overwhelming, you could just take a minute and deep breathe.
Right.
That would never hurt. Because it's like almost a little offshoot of meditation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like tiny meditating.
Tiny meditating. I like that. A little meditating.
Anytime. It's just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a
I
little
like
bit.
it.
Anytime. So next one is your expertise, Rietta.
Oh, it must be exercise.
It is.
Of course it is. Well, it only makes sense, exercising. What did she say in Legally Blonde? You release endorphins, and endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
Exactly. And I'm very impressed that you knew that whole line, without even blinking. Didn't even
Yeah.
take you a minute to think about it. You're like, what does she say? This is what she says.
And I know it's a silly, goofy movie, but it is true. When you exercise, you do release endorphins. And aside from that, like, however you exercise, you get out of your own head and you do things that get your blood flowing and get you feeling good about yourself. And those are all
Well,
important aspects.
well, and sometimes you get in what people say, like the zone where you stop thinking about like trivial things and you're just in the zone working out, not really thinking, which gives you time for your mind to relax. Like I've noticed it helping me with like headaches. Like if I walk away from work and I've had a headache and I go work out, I'm almost after I'm done with working out, my headache is gone.
Yeah. Also, new blood flow up there.
Wow. You know,
But
see,
yes,
exercise, good for everything.
little column A, little column B. Yeah, and that's one of the
Exactly.
reasons I like to hike, is because I get out and hike in the fresh air, and just listen to the birds and the bees and the wind blowing through the trees, and it's all wonderful.
And also, I mean, you're in Hawaii. I mean, if you're not hiking, you're doing something wrong.
Well, hiking isn't for everybody, but at the very least in Hawaii, you should be outside.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of hikes around you that are easy that you know, you're doing a lot of these crazy like hikes, which is cool, but like even the average person, there are hikes for everybody, right?
Yeah, no, there are hikes for everybody. So, as we talked about before, exercise. So, what else we got?
The next one is unplug, which it not just from like social media. It's like everything, emails, TV. Like they're just saying stop staring at a screen for at minimum 15 minutes
I like it.
to a help your heart and b like relax. And you know what, during this 10-15 minutes, do something we said above, you know,
Yeah.
the laugh at something, the meditate, the exercise, you know.
Yeah, refer back to 1 through 3.
Exactly, you know, when you're not in front of a screen, because we are all in front of a screen constantly.
Yes. Yeah. And even as much as we love our family, even though you guys probably think we hate our family, but we really don't. We love each other. It's even okay to take a step away from everything. You know, your loved ones, your family, take, like Connie said, 15 minutes just for yourself, away from everything, in the calm, completely unplug.
Oh yeah, my version of that next year is going to be no fucking holidays.
Are you gonna do a Four Christmases?
What is that?
You haven't seen Four Christmases, the movie?
No.
Oh my goodness. Well, there goes
I
that
live in a
joke.
hole. Yeah, well,
Well, at the beginning of Four Christmases, it's they don't go to family functions. They go to Fiji or Hawaii, or, you know, and they tell their family that they're going to inoculate kids in Burma. Or, you know, they tell them that they're doing charity work, but they're really just going on a tropical vacation so they don't have to deal with all the craziness.
exactly. I mean, technically, I mean, we'll be home for Thanksgiving because we have a wedding earlier that month, but that is at a faraway destination and I'm going to enjoy the shit out of it. And for sure, low key Thanksgiving next year, and Christmas might only be with my mom.
Well, there you go.
And like, I don't know, we're going to do something. And if not this year, next year for sure. Because even Tom has been talking about like going down to see like different like aunts and uncles going elsewhere
Yeah.
for Christmas. And hey, if you guys move back to wherever you're going to move back to, because I don't know these things, well, maybe we'll go see you guys for Christmas.
There you go.
That might
We'll
be a
be
little bit more relaxing.
It will definitely be more relaxing because we'll have good food and alcohol, and that's all we need, and each other.
Exactly. Yeah, because after this year, I'm like, huh. I mean, actually, this year was pretty low key because there was so much less,
Yeah.
but like, it still was a lot to deal with. So, but yes. Anyway, back to business. And then it's basically like find your own way to distress. What helps you relieve stress? They have like a whole list of them. I'm not going to go through freaking each one. The one that stands out to me is like music because I can relate.
Yeah. And Connie and I have kind of talked about this before anyway. You know, find whatever you like, read a book, take a bath, you know, those kinds of things.
I absolutely love it. Tom takes baths. He is more upscale about it than I have ever been. I'm like, wow, he's lighting all the candles, getting a bunch of wine, and watching a comedy Netflix special. He is way more extra in a bathtub than I have ever been.
I love it.
But
Again,
I also can't stand our bath. I'm like, next house, deep barefoot, like bear claw tub,
yeah,
and
big,
we're in business. I will stay there and you will never be able to get me out of the tub. But
yeah.
like this tub, I'm like, too fucking shallow. I'm not just gonna sit in here like a fat chubby child.
Well, that's there's a friends episode that was like that. Monica got Chandler taking baths. He was like, I don't guys don't take baths, and like she finally got him in one. And at one point, he's in the bath with the candles and the bubbles, and like he has music in, and he's got a glass of wine and everything. And Joey walks in, and he's like, "What, what is happening in here?" He's like,
Yep.
he's like, I had a hard day at work. Don't judge me.
Exactly. And then we all said, yeah, we're judging. We're totally judging.
Yes, exactly. So basically, do you boo boo like we've talked about before?
Yeah, and then another one on their list is like doing hobbies, which I enjoy too. Yes.
Yes,
I like
find your hobby, find your niche.
I've been doing random paintings because that's
Mm-hmm.
fun. Like random holiday paintings. I'm going to like redo like a couple more next year because I am never satisfied. It's like each house. So I did like one, I did two for fall, two for winter, and I like one of each, and then like two from each holiday. I'm like, but it's not really my favorite. Probably gonna do a different one next year.
Hey, that's all in the good fun though of it.
I don't know why I even decided to do it. I just have done it and I don't mind. I put on like Christmas movies while painting my Christmas, like, what else are you gonna do?
Right. Exactly. And that was actually since we're going to start working into the like more of the heart healthy tips. That's something they also talk about too for your heart. Engaging in activities to relieve stress, and it does some good for your ticker.
Pretty much any type of relaxing though is good for your ticker. Only
Mm-hmm.
because it's less stress on you, which means less stress on your heart,
Right.
basically.
Plus, it makes you happy. Obviously, if it's a hobby, it's something that you enjoy and that makes you happy. So it's not going to be stressful.
As it should. It would be
And
a really poor hobby if you were stressed out while doing your hobby.
yeah, it would be. And then it
That
wouldn't
would
be a
be awful.
hobby,
Yes. Then it would be work.
pretty much.
Yep.
So, of course, some of the stuff on this list for your heart is a lot of things that people know, don't smoke, obviously. No smoking, keep the weight out of your midsection. Obviously, if you are somebody who carries more weight in your
Oh,
midsection,
like
um,
me.
oh, stop it. It puts more strain on your heart carrying all that in your midsection. And we're not, again, as always, we're not hating on anybody. This is just recommended by the American College of Cardiology, that you should not try your best not to have excess belly fat, gives you higher blood pressure, higher lipid levels, all that kind of thing.
I really wish my fat would decide to go somewhere else besides my stomach, but I just can't get it to move.
I know. And everybody's different, and we all carry in different places. And obviously, you can just do the best you can. It's just something that the American Association of Cardiology always talks about is trying to
Yeah.
limit your midsection just because it's most related to heart issues. And then, of course, there's always all the fun things. Own a pet if you like pets.
Really? Because they
Mm-hmm.
make you happy and they de-stress you as well?
Yep.
I
Yep.
know. I love my furry baby. I talk to him like he is my baby.
I
So I
talked to mine
understand that.
too. Yeah. I mean, not everybody likes pets, but if you were a pet person,
If you don't like pets, there might be something wrong with you. Person that I know.
yeah. But there were studies that the National Institute of Health did that owning a pet may help improve your heart and lung function because obviously it gets you out, you're exercising with them.
Oh.
So it may potentially lower your chances of dying from heart disease.
So what they're saying really is get a dog. Because a dog's going to get you out of the house. A pet lizard is not.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that's what they meant anyway. They didn't go into like full detail. It just said like having a pet could lower those things. I'm guessing it's because they get you outside, but I could be wrong.
It could just make you feel happy and less stressed, like comforting. They always
Yeah,
have those comfort animals, all the
that's
different
true.
types of
Could
comfort
just
animals.
it could just be because they're awesome.
And I mean, how many like goofy things do you see on the intranet, the interweb of like funny animals doing funny shit? Like, yeah, it's great.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why that's why people are distressed when they have a pet because they do funny shit and makes you laugh. Thus de-stressing you and saving your heart. The end. Get a pet.
Well, yeah, I know for sure because I put up that video of Mac welcoming Kyle when he came home, and within like 5 minutes, it had like 3,000 views. So it shows that that's what people are looking to see is happy,
Like,
fun pet videos.
so post more happy fun pet videos on our Instagram
Hmm.
for our podcast. Down.
And I've
I
already
am
got one
down.
for you. We can repost it because it hasn't been on the podcast page yet.
Oh, sounds like a plan.
And then everybody's gonna like this top one on the list is of course play more in the sheets. So meaning have some good old
Heyo,
sex.
go and get yourself some.
And we're not saying with a random sum because be careful.
But Rietta, what about the single folks out there? I guess I could just play with themselves. It's fine. Everything's
Just be
fine.
careful. Just be careful. Make sure you're picking out, good mates. But
The
they
way
were
our
saying that.
society is going, probably not. But yeah, I digress.
But again, according to the American Journal of Cardiology, they show that a lower frequency of sexual activity is associated with higher rates of cardiovascular disease. So get your freak on, my friends.
And also, de-stressing, sex, de-stressing, and less heart issues. We like it all the way around.
Yeah,
It's a good
and it's
idea.
fun.
It's a good time. You should go try yourself some of that. Order it on the menu at McDonald's. Just kidding.
Put down this podcast and go walk nude past your partner, whatever.
Whatever gets you going. Not gonna go there. Never mind.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And actually, another thing that was on this list that I thought was kind of interesting. Well, not kind of. I mean, we've gone back and forth on it. Is eat chocolate.
Yum.
Dark chocolate not only tastes delicious, it also contains heart-healthy flavonoids. These compounds help reduce inflammation and lower your risk of heart disease.
Yeah, and I always have a mocha, which is dark chocolate and coffee. So I'm probably both helping and hurting my heart by having caffeine and dark chocolate.
you're doing
negatives.
both.
In negatives, it's fine.
See, you're doing good. You're mixing it. You're mixing and matching.
Don't they also say red wine?
I think they do. I'm sure it's probably on this list. We'll have to scroll down. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But it's okay, guys. It's not drinking a bottle of red wine a night. It's like.
But why?
I know, but it's so fun. It gets me going. It leads to the sex. It's great. But I think it's only like a glass, like 8 ounces of wine. Occasionally can help.
Yeah, here we go. Moderate consumption of alcohol can help raise your levels of HDL, which is your good cholesterol. Think H healthy, good cholesterol. It can also help prevent blood clot formation and artery damage.
So according to drink more.
Yes. So according to the Mayo Clinic, red wine in particular may offer benefits for your heart. That doesn't mean you should guzzle it at every meal. The key is to only drink alcohol in moderation. It doesn't specify how many glasses, but I think y'all can figure out what moderation means.
It doesn't mean the whole bottle. I'm pretty sure.
More than likely. Unless you're sharing with your spouse, then maybe a whole bottle.
Yeah, because if it's a smaller bottle of red wine, between
honestly,
2 people, that's 2 glasses each.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think a bottle of wine is essentially 4 glasses. So 2 glasses is moderate, right?
I think so. I would say you're not a lush. The full bottle to yourself,
maybe.
Lush.
Yeah,
you're getting wine drunk. That's for sure.
And the other big thing, obviously, on this list that you hear about all the time is salt. They say the entire U.S. population needs to reduce their average salt intake by even just a half a teaspoon a day. It would significantly cut the number of people in this country who develop coronary artery disease. So, a half a teaspoon is like nothing. So just next time you're thinking about adding some extra salt or more salt, or if it needs salt at all, think about maybe not.
I start off all of our meals with no salt. I feel like that salt problem, though, comes from people don't realize how much salt and preservatives are in like boxed food. It comes down to what you're eating. It's not just like, oh, I'm adding salt to everything. You're adding salt to something that already has a ton of salt.
Right, exactly.
And you've never really, you didn't read the label, is what I'm saying.
Right, yeah. And obviously a lot of salt is going to lead to higher blood pressure and heart failure and all that. So, watch your salt. That's kind of an easier thing that you can do. We're not saying to never use it. Just, take it down a smidge.
Yeah, reevaluate. I start off all of our stuff with no salt and I'm perfectly happy with it. And then Tom's like, 5 cranks of salt. And I'm like, you need to calm down. I'm like, you're much. You need to get back some. He likes to go extra. He's extra. It's fine.
It's okay. We don't mind
He's
him being
my
extra.
He's my
Yes,
extra.
he's your extra, exactly. And one of the last ones on the list that I found interesting that I actually didn't know, so maybe you guys don't know, and if you do already, well, then you're awesome. Brushing your teeth, actually. It doesn't just make your teeth look white and clean and shiny. According to some research, the bacteria that causes gum disease can also raise your risk of heart disease. So it's an added. So brush your teeth not only not to not have stank breath, but to keep your heart healthy.
Hell yeah. And with that, I think we are done. Do we want to do a little recap there, Rieta?
Well, that's your job there, darling.
Oh, well, okay, fine. So basically, find your way to de-stress. De-stressing leads to less heart issues. And, do you, boo. Figure out what makes you less stressed and let us know. We love to hear from all of you. And this is how to deal when shit gets real. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, the whole kit and caboodle. And yeah, we'll see you next episode.